Hey guys, just to let you know that this video is sponsored by Ant Keeping Depot. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a new WaKooshi product, which is their Weaver Outworld, as well as a set of specialised accessories purposely built for use with this Outworld. So the build itself is a little bit fiddly, but well clear instructions via a QR code in the package that sends you to their website where the instructions are printed. Makes it rather easy to follow, just a little bit fiddly with some of the screws. The Outworld itself features a number of cutouts or ports basically, and there are two fitments that can go into it. You have a vent fitment where two nodules line up and they pop through, and then you sort of just twist it round. This can be a little bit fiddly. I found the best way is just to use my pointy tweezers. It just gets in, doesn't break anything. The second is like this portal. Now the portal can be used as a blanking plate, just like the vent. But the portal is hollow and it has two inserts basically. It has this blanking insert, and then it has a tube connector insert. Both follow the same design principles, where they've got two notches on either side. They line up, and then once twisted, they're out of line, it can't come back out. Everything follows these principles in the range. So we're going to take a quick look at the bark wicker nest ball, followed by the seagrass nest ball, followed by the hyacinth nest ball, followed by just the standard wicker nest ball. These all include little anchors. They're like little barbed pieces for the pillar inserts, and these just get sort of pushed in, catch a few twigs. The pillars have been introduced in WaKooshi Outworld for a little while now, but this has a range of pillar related accessories that are specific for weavers. So this is to let a weaver colony based in a test tube put them inside the Outworld. So you put the test tube inside, so they have a dimmed red acrylic area for the queen while they grow in size, and then they use the string, or the weaver rope as WaKooshi calls it, to get down into the Outworld. Now, the weaver rope is connected to a load of different accessories. So you've got this water feeder here, and you see this ring on top. This is an addition for the weaver related parts. This is where you put through the weaver rope. And so this is the same again, the two nodules. So they line up, they push in, you twist, and it won't come back out until it's lined up again. So you feed the rope through this range of pillar accessories. So this is what WaKooshi's calling the Weaver Rope Kit. It comes with a nice length of the rope and some anchor points. This here is their feeding platform, or the Weaver platform. And once again, it's got another ring for you to bring your rope through. This is what I mean by an anchor point. So simply you can just link the rope, crisscross it, however you like. One of the best things about this is making it up a unique way. That's your jelly pot holder. You have one of the standard temperature humidity sensors, one of the ones that we're probably all very familiar with, in a 3D printed case, which then takes a pillar insert, and so that will now attach to a pillar, and you can put it anywhere, high, low, left, right. So that's the standard one that we're all probably very familiar with. And then WaKooshi made a custom enclosure for a Bluetooth temperature humidity sensor, which is rather really nice actually. I liked it so much, I actually bought a load of them for all of my Ant Outworlds, as well as buying some non-screened versions for my snake enclosure. I was that impressed. They connect to an app on your phone. It gives you records for 7 days. You can see what happened at night when you're asleep with the temperatures. It's really good. all of these, when I refer to pillar accessories, go into these pillars. These are these little long rectangular white pieces with 3 holes. They all basically just push fit. So to use one length of rope, you've got to pick your route, think about it a little bit, and then run your rope through, and then insert them starting with the lowest, working your way up, crisscrossing as you want to go, if you want to use a single strand, which is obviously the preferred method. It may be easier if you had them end in certain places with some knots, but it wouldn't look as good. Now mine suffered from it being a little bit on the loose side. Now I never encountered this on my other pillar in my different Outworld. So I'm sure this is actually going to be fixed with some tolerance changes. But for me, I found that the only way I could get this to work exactly how I wanted was with blue tack white. A tiny dot on the side of the pin, press it in, perfect. So, WaKooshi, I sure hope that you fix this tolerance for everybody else. But for me, my best friend, blue tack, is in action. So as you see, I'm sort of weaving it around. Now, this rope is really awkward to thread through specifically the feeding dish, the water dish. The anchors themselves seem to have a better hole, or a slightly different design hole. But once I've worked out my route all around, I put in an anchor with a small piece to let them up to various places, as you see here. I've got 3 ropes leading to the floor, and I'm just going to do what WaKooshi did from the pictures. Put in some nice, very small bark mixed with sphagnum moss. Try and put in some stuff that will entice the weavers. Try and give us some materials. I've got plenty of stuff ordered at this point on the way, mainly because when I got to this stage, I found it a bit bare, and you're bound to get dust from the static. So, with quite a bit of shopping, I went bioactive, which is what I've fancied doing for a while, with a mix of about 3 or 4 different substrates, mainly bioactive mixes, and then there is a mesh bag in the center that doesn't go to the edges, so we don't have to look at it, and that's filled with some bioactive media, basically clay balls. And this is where you can get all your water to create the humidity, as well as regular feedings. Then I planted, well, it's less planted because it's moss, so it doesn't have much to actually plant, but live moss, which has been in there now, because this is a week past. It's nice and established. And then one of my favourite houseplants of all time is ivies, or English ivies, all depends what you want to call them. They're my favourite, and I was a little worried about sunlight requirements, but this bush was about the size of that rope when it went in, and now it's halfway up the entire enclosure and growing rapidly, which is really what I wanted to do, because I can actually adjust where the ivy's growing. I can change its direction, I can weave it back round on itself, I can loop it, and it'll just keep growing. I've done this with houseplants around windows a lot, and it's one of the reasons I really like ivy. And I got it from a garden centre. If you've got a weaver colony that's quite large, I would say this is definitely the way to go. Now, I would wait until your colony was far bigger than a test tube to put it in. I would grow your colony up way past a single test tube, because they really do need a lot of numbers But as mine haven't moved out of the nest yet, I'll bring you a much better update on the colony and how they're doing in this outworld as soon as I get some signs of movement. In the meantime, I'm just going to be patient. Thanks a lot guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.